Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. Thanks for joining me. So, I'm in my favorite record store, Sound Exchange in Wayne, New Jersey, and we all love going to the record store. And then we find that gem, that hidden thing that we've been looking for so long. And you look over at the price and you're like, oh my God, why is it priced at that, right? And there's nothing worse than that. You know, you want to take that thing home, but it's priced at a level that you just can't afford. And why is that? So I'm actually here, as I said, in Sound Exchange, Wayne, New Jersey, and we're going to sit down and talk with store owner Anthony about all of this. All right, everyone. So I'm here sitting with Anthony, the store owner of Sound Exchange. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. That's cool.
Absolutely. So we got talking the last time I was here, and you guys know I've been to this store many times. Anthony's great. One of the things I love about this store is that even the people that work here talk music, they live music, and that's just the way things are. And we got talking about the prices of things in not just this store, but every store. It's the music industry. And so I really wanted to pick your brain, Anthony, about the rising costs and how that's affecting you, the record store owner, us, the fans that are, you know, seeing these prices and dealing with it, and sort of get your take on this and maybe discuss, you know, what we think is causing this. And so I just was going to start with something that we talked about last time, and it was a Metallica CD that's a rare one and was, I think you said it was priced something like, or going for over $100.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So like, why is that? Why do we think that is? Maybe also explain a little bit about how it is that you determine the prices for the store.
Oh, cool.
As some
Yeah.
context. Then we can get into like why some of these things cost what they cost.
My brain could go on for
I'm
forever on this.
It's spinning. I'm sure it is. Right.
You know, Master Puppets. This is a first ever pressing.
Right. First edition
CD.
Right.
That there's probably, you know, a million of,
Mm-hmm.
500,000 of, and they're out there.
Right.
And just going through a recent metal collection I got in,
Mm-hmm.
I found that this particular CD sells regularly for over $100.
Yeah. And
Not the other 10 copies of Master of Puppets
Mm-hmm.
I have used, and not because of the recent influx of fans for this, because of
Stranger Things, which is great, by the way.
It is
and
awesome.
I think Metallica is doing an amazing job accepting
so cool.
and welcoming into
Yeah.
fans, as opposed to like saying, "Nah, we don't want these young fans who are just showing up because of Stranger Things." And to me, that is part of the community of music and metal.
Yes.
And like us sitting here talking about it and so forth, that idea of community, and you know, music industry and whatnot. So
and the artist nurturing it is cool.
it's very cool. Absolutely. So this thing here regularly going for over $100, but you've got the $8.98 price on it. And I know you've set this aside. So
Because I want to keep it.
Right. Okay. You're going to keep it for yourself. And
I don't, you know.
I know. And I got to go home now and check the copy I've got, because I've got one, you know, an original one from back in the day, but I don't know if it's one of these first pressing ones.
I understand. So
Yeah.
I guess this is also on topic, off topic,
Okay.
but off topic.
Sure.
It's also the market.
Yeah.
I understand the record,
Mm-hmm.
an original pressing of this going for $100, $200, whatever. I mean, the vinyl thing is what it is,
Right.
but it's trending into CDs now.
Yeah. And
Which is that really cool, or is that absurd? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. People
Right.
are wanting music. They want to find out they're searching the most original source
of it. And you know, if it moves over to CDs, well, I don't want the price of CDs to go up, and I know
You're
we're
in
going to get into
trouble.
that in a little bit. I want CDs to come back. More than anything, I want physical media, physical music, you know. And yes, I understand we have vinyl and we've still got CDs, but CDs and vinyl seem to be going by the wayside, in the sense that there's artists that are releasing things streaming only and stuff like that. And so when it does come out, and it's so limited in what it is being pressed, because they don't think a lot of people are going to buy it. I heard a call you had a while ago where it's like you only got in one copy or two copies because the manufacturer didn't press enough.
Yeah.
Right? And somebody
Yeah.
comes in to buy it, you don't have it. And so there, in and of itself, is causing this to go up, because now people are selling it online for more.
Yes.
Right?
So another on topic, off topic thing. It's maddening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it happened with, hey Derek, it happened with Jethro Tull.
Right.
The new Jethro Tull CD. Now, a record label didn't confirm this to me,
Mm-hmm.
but from what I've heard from my distributors,
Right.
sources, whatever.
Sources.
They didn't think it was going to sell,
Right.
so they didn't press enough CD.
Right.
So for the first time that I can recall, not just being a store owner, but by being a record buyer, the record was available before the CD. Now that happened when I was in high school.
Right.
The record came out a week beforehand.
Right.
You know,
right.
and then
Pearl
the
Jam
CD.
did that with
Yeah.
Versus, and that was a crazy thing, and I loved it. And it was also one of the first times a record had charted. You know, and like ages, because that was, of course, the age of CD at that time in '93. But you know, today with that happening, I've often wondered about that. Streaming too. I've seen albums come out on streaming 6 months before the physical copy. But then it kind of goes both ways. You mentioned the vinyl came out before the CD. I'm finding in a lot of cases the CD comes out and the vinyl doesn't come out for like 3 more months. What are they doing?
Yes, the plants are backed up. So much information. I
know,
don't want to
I
lose
know.
any of it.
Right.
So a perfect example of the streaming thing, and I don't think they're trying to confuse you or anybody. Jerry Cantrell.
Right.
I had a line out the door on the November 19th of last year for Jerry Cantrell's new CD.
Right. Was this? That's not Record Store Dave. You just had a line for him.
Well,
I mean, that's
five people.
No, but hey,
But you know, people were here that
that's still
morning
a line.
at
That's crazy.
9:30 for hey man, you got the Jerry Cantrell CD.
Did you get
No,
it? Yeah.
because it didn't come out on the 19th. It was
know.
streaming only.
Right. And
Nobody
I found
read
that
that fine print.
It drove me nuts. And I ended up having to order it from his website.
Yes.
It's finally either just got or it's getting one in the next month, a physical CD release.
Well,
but this has taken a long time.
Well, I had the last Jerry Cantrell record for months, and it was available. Now it's back ordered, possibly out of print, and we couldn't touch the CD.
Yeah.
But I managed to get 15 Jerry Cantrell CDs.
Yeah.
And
so if you're looking for stuff like that, come here to Sound Exchange.
But they didn't press them. Nobody had them.
Right.
And if somebody had them, you were paying $25 or $30.
I know, that's crazy.
And
so let's talk a little bit about that in terms of the price of vinyl, because I do both. I'm both CD and vinyl. Predominantly CD, as my fans and subscribers know. But one of the reasons I don't do a lot of new vinyl is the cost of it. It's insane.
Yeah.
You know, albums that were single CD, or maybe still are single CD, they're pressing as double vinyl, and the cost is going up. How are you dealing with that?
Well, I understand time constraints for pressing a double album.
Yeah.
But I don't know, is something like that in the artist hand to say, okay, it's your choice
Right.
to give us that many songs and to release it on vinyl.
Right.
And now we're eating the cost because you chose to press a double LP. And since when has a double LP cost double the money?
Correct. Right. That was usually just the artist releasing that much music. You basically, the fan got double music for the same price.
Yeah, 16 songs for $50.
Yeah.
Holy.
Well, things have changed too in terms of time for things. Because vinyl is so popular these days, I'm seeing a lot of bands record shorter albums. You know, 10, 20 years ago, they were releasing albums that were 70, almost 80 minutes, right at the max of the CD. And today you're getting a 39-minute album.
Yeah.
The Cult, 35 minutes, 7 songs, their brand new album. You know, I'm like, what's going on? I've waited 6, maybe 7 years for a new Cult album. All I'm going to get is 7 songs in 35 minutes.
Yes,
now,
and you're going to wait another 8 years for the next record.
Now, of course, I'm excited nonetheless to get new Cult music, and I'll be buying it. And maybe it's going to be an all killer, no filler kind of thing. And so I'm okay with that. But at the same time, it's like they used to record albums that were 70 minutes long. Why is that not happening? It's not happening because vinyl's popular and they want to release it on vinyl.
Yeah.
You know, so I get that. But this idea of taking, you know, an album that was a single album and just choosing to break it into 2 vinyl records.
Because of time constraints, you have to do. I get it.
Yeah.
But does that warrant whoever it is charging double the price?
Right. Do you think that's the record label more, or do you think that's the artist? And
I want to believe it's not the artist.
Right. And the only reason I would throw the artist in on this is, you know, audiophiles and people who are really into sound, and that idea of, you know, the further the groove is apart on the vinyl, the better it's going to sound. And if we break this down and we do it on, I don't know, is it 180 gram, you know, vinyl, it's going to sound better. And so some artists may be saying, I really want this to sound good, and we're going to do that.
I'm in it. It's like buying a better beer, a better wine, a better whiskey or cognac.
And so that kind of leads to the next thing of this, which is the marketing aspect. And it's, if a band is doing that or a label is doing that and they're putting the sticker on and they're saying, here's why it's what it is, and I understand why I'm paying what I'm paying, I'm a little more inclined to do it. It's when I get that item and I don't know any of that information or whatnot, I'm just like, $58 for a double album that should be a single, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
You know, so I think, you know, for you record store owners, also for labels and bands and things with the hype stickers and things, I think it's all about alerting the fans that are coming,
Yes.
which is part of why I wanted to do this video here today. It's like, I want to get some of this information out to all the people who come into the stores, not just this one, but music fans in general. As we see prices going up on these things, why is that? Why are we paying what we're paying on
I think we're the only ones bitching because the kids aren't, which is crazy.
The young kids, meaning like we're not really kids, although
Yeah,
I still think of myself as a kid, but we're talking like teenagers, right?
A young girl came in the other day, couldn't have been above 20 years old.
Okay.
And she bought 3 records. It was $135. She
Right.
gave me $150 cash.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't anything.
Right, and they're the ones that have the expendable income, and record labels have always catered to the kids for that exact
Are
reason.
they just taking advantage of that now and saying, hey, let's get the bang for the buck. Let's sink the industry again like we have done numerous times in the past. And then we'll bitch in another 5 or 10 years when nobody's buying anything because you priced us out of it.
That's
Not only
correct.
have you're pricing us out of it,
That's right.
You're gonna price the kids out of it. That kid's gonna have to get an apartment, have to get a car.
Well, that's right. You lock the fan in when they're young, and they don't realize how much all this is costing. Also, the younger kids today, they didn't grow up when we grew up and know the prices that are then and what vinyls are. And I have a big problem with the pricing on it because when I was coming up in the late 80s and early 90s and I was buying music, you know, CDs were $18.98, you know, almost $19 kind of a thing. But records, you couldn't give them away.
They were cheap.
I could go to a record store and get 10 for $1. A dime.
Yes. Good stuff.
Good,
Quality.
yeah.
Black Sabbath, Led
Yeah,
Zeppelin.
that's how I discovered Boston. Bought the debut album. I'm like, what is this? This is cool.
Great
a flying
cover,
guitar.
$1.
That's right. No, 10 cents.
10 cents.
Right. So I discovered so many great bands that way. And CDs are kind of that, but even used CDs aren't down in the $1, $2, $3 kind of range that would be the equivalent with inflation. Today, you get some of that, but it's just sort of...
Well, used CDs, I mean, people talk about the vinyl boom and that CDs are coming back. CDs never went away here.
Right.
CDs,
They didn't.
keep the lights on.
Yep.
They keep food in my stomach.
Yeah.
So
That is great to hear, and like,
Yeah, man.
warms my heart
and
hearing
watch
that.
So now all these other people are
Right.
saying, yeah, now we have to go for CDs.
Right.
I do more vinyl than anything else.
Okay.
I've never been against CDs because it's a format
Right. Right.
that music is on, and it's something you're going to touch and hold
Right.
and take home and listen to.
Yeah.
I'm not against any of it,
Yeah.
but a lot of other people were. There's vinyl purists. Guys open up record stores that are just vinyl,
Right. Right.
and now they all want CDs.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, my viewers have seen me do this. I go and I do the let's go to the record store or the old school record store experience. I've done this for your store here. People love it, and I'm happy to do this. But in doing that, I'm trying to show that there are still great music stores that sell lots of CDs.
Yes.
And I show the vinyl and everything, so I get, you know, the nice round, you know, experience for everyone within it. But, you know, my heart lies in CDs. And finding the stores that still sell them has been really difficult.
And in abundance.
That's right, and in an abundance. You know, because like you said, there are plenty of pure record stores you go to that just sell the vinyl, nothing else. It's fun for a look for me, but it's like I'm looking for the hidden gem in the CDs, and there's lots of stuff on CD that never has been pressed to vinyl. The stuff that came out in the 90s that was after vinyl, and a lot of old stuff is getting pressed up for the very first time, but then of course it's costing an arm and a leg. So it's not like you can go find a used copy of those albums.
Yeah.
The way that you have to do it is if you want that more inexpensive price of something, you're buying the original CD of something used.
And think of the backwardsness of, or the reverse, not backwards, that now there's stuff that's getting pressed to vinyl,
Right.
and nobody's looking at CD.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there are things that are being pressed on vinyl that aren't being issued on CD.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And it's just
wild.
That is nuts to me.
Totally backwards.
Right. If you follow any of the sort of, I don't know, billboard numbers. It's when, the artist debuts the album, how many copies they sell. And so I'm always watching that for my favorite bands. I want to know where their chart position is and whatnot. But they break it down and you'll see that, 85% of the sales is CD. And, 10% is usually vinyl. And only about 5% is streaming. Streaming may have gotten several million streams, but it takes how many of those streams to turn it into one album
one
sale?
unit.
Right. So when they factor and crunch all that, it's only 5% of the number of for an artist to place. And even though vinyl costs what it is, and they're actually making more money on the vinyl because it's 3 times, 4 times the cost, the most physical product they still sell is CDs. And everybody, says, oh, CDs are old and they're passé and they're gone. And what are you doing buying CDs?
They never left.
They never left, and they are still the top-selling physical format out
people
there.
just put their blinders onto it because they want it to have their thing.
Right.
And
it wasn't hip.
And and fuck everything else.
That's right.
Right. And that's a crappy way to look at it.
It is, and it's unfortunate.
And now they're shocked. Oh my God, CDs.
Right.
Where did you think they went, man?
I know.
What happened?
Exactly. They've been here the whole time. I mean, there's been fans like me who had to move to buying predominantly everything off of Amazon. eBay, stuff like that. Because, I can't go to a physical store and buy this stuff, which is why I have loved finding this store and some of these other ones around here. Because it's this store here caters to our type of music. Hard rock, metal, classic rock of the 70s, 80s, stuff like that. And it's the entire store that's in here. I'm so used to going into places, and if they do have CDs, it's a few rows of something, you know? And it's you come in here, and there's finally a place
Tens
for
of
this.
thousands.
Right. So...
Back to the Amazon thing.
Yes,
So and pricing, all in one.
Right.
The Tool box set.
Okay,
right.
yes.
So here's an issue all around with, whether it's Tool or not, man, whatever. I'm not knocking them as a band.
Right.
Am I knocking? I don't know. I'm not even knocking the label. Whoever's behind this,
we're just talking about what
they suck.
it is. It's what it is.
So I pay $132 for the new Tool 5 LP box set. It came out months ago.
Okay.
I ordered 10. I got 10 because regular customers all wanted them. I wanted one for myself. Amazon sells it for $130.
That's crazy. How are they doing that? Do you think
I sold 2 to the same guy. The other people that had pre-ordered them from me apologized and said, hey, man, I got it. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
What's happening to where a shop like me, where you're going to come in and see all this stuff, and many other shops of guys like me, where what do you do?
Yeah, right. How do
I'm
you...
stuck with over $1,000 in product.
Right, that you can't now...
Because Amazon sells it for what I paid for it.
Right.
And that's a pricing thing. That's not just a pricing thing. That's a
deal, I think. I mean, Amazon
get it.
has
Hey man, get the record.
Yeah.
Hold the record. I'm not knocking anybody for buying it. Buy it wherever you want to buy it.
Absolutely.
You're not to blame. There is no blame. It's
No,
it just sucks that somebody out there isn't paying attention to this.
Well, it's Amazon, Amazon not being a record label or anything, it's always the industry. It's always the big stores. This was the Best Buys, the Sam's Club, the Walmarts, all that stuff that dropped CDs to $10.99 when they were going for $18.99 everywhere else.
Yes.
And it priced the record stores out.
Yeah.
And the stores were able to do it, even taking a loss on it, because they were getting you into the store to buy other stuff. And I think Amazon is doing the same thing. I think they say, we're not making any money off of CDs and vinyl and whatnot. So we price it low. Somebody comes to us to buy that, and hopefully they're going to buy all the other stuff that Amazon sells. Right? Yeah. It's sort of the same mentality, I think.
Do I blame them? No.
Yeah.
Is it right? I don't know.
Right.
But it's definitely an eye opener.
Sure. So now, when I came in last Friday, I came in because I couldn't get the new Alan Parsons on Amazon. It was back ordered. But I came in here and you had it. So there are times
definitely
that you will have stuff that the others, it was the Jerry Cantrell, you told that story earlier. Where
I got lucky by getting
Amazon wasn't selling any of that. So I think there's a balance to be had between the physical brick and mortar store and what they can sell and what you can get in, that these online places can't do, and vice versa. But it's going to be finding that balance within it. You know, for me, it's like I try to always remember that the physical brick and mortar store, you've got overhead, right? You have to rent this store, you've got employees to pay, keep your lights on, you've got to make money, as you said, put food in your stomach,
I know I'm not going to get rich doing this, and I don't want to.
No.
That's not why I did this.
This is a love.
This is awesome, and I
Right.
just want to say thank you to Jerry Cantrell and his team, because they 100% support us, because that's how
Right.
I got the CDs.
Yeah,
So
that is
thank
great.
you very much.
We need,
so
we
you know
need
that artists
like
still
that.
support us.
Yeah,
You know,
which is why
that's all-
Record Store Day exists.
Yeah.
Right? And these artists, I mean, yes, even though they're putting out things, rare things on vinyl, and then it's still being priced through the roof on that stuff, they are doing that to support the record stores. And
Yeah.
I think that that's great that that stuff can't be bought by Amazon. Now, there are plenty of people that buy it and then secondhand sell it, and it still ends up on the internet. And that is, I know, ridiculous.
So much
and there
money.
are stores that save that stuff out and sell it, and then there's that problem. So it's not perfect, you know. But
it's not.
But we still need. I think we need more of that. I think we need more artists that sell direct to physical record stores, like when the artists are selling it on their website.
All the indie exclusives.
Yeah, they should also sell it in record stores.
Florence and the Machine did it. I believe it was an indie exclusive where you got an art card inside the CD. It was autographed.
Oh wow!
Which you couldn't get anywhere else.
Okay, yeah.
So there's definitely, artists are putting forth something to us, and then the regular general CD.
Right.
But it's just, I guess everything gets lost in the mix, and I'm not. You know, I'm not. There's no purpose or meaning to bash anybody for anything. We're just discussing. Holy shit, what has this turned into?
Yeah, that's all this really is. It's just basically trying to have an eye-opening experience or an eye-opening explanation of what is going on.
Yeah, what's that? It's almost like there's a seed planted in the bottom. It's like that conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
There's one man. What did Damon Wayans say?
Yeah, right.
On But Homie the Clown, the man, right?
Right.
We're coming, the man's there. There's one dude who's controlling everything and laughing at us as it's happening.
So let's wrap this up. Let's talk about one last thing here. I've gone through, noticed on some of the CDs as a whole, $13.98. But then some of them, I'm now seeing a buck higher, around $14.98. And I know there's a reason behind that. So that's not just you wanting to raise price.
No.
Gouge the customer. So let's just hit on that briefly.
Across the line, there is a rise in pricing. I mean, it's inflation.
Yep.
Maybe we haven't had a rise in price in forever. But just so everybody knows, this is Shake Your Moneymaker by the Black Crowes. This is $11.98. This copy is $11.98.
Right.
Once this sells, I can't sell this for $11.98 because now this costs us $11.11. So across the board, the Kiss, these used to be $11.98. Now they're $14.98.
Right.
Across the board, everything's up a couple dollars.
Yeah.
I get it if that's what has to happen.
Sure. But
Does it have to happen with something that costs?
Well, these are catalog albums too that have been out forever, and
sold millions.
Right, and these things usually are like $6.99 or less kind of thing, and you find them in the budget bins at like a Barnes and Nobles or something like that, or even on Amazon. They're selling it like that.
I have them used.
Yeah.
The artists want to make more money. The record companies want to make more money. I'm going to sell this used for $5.
Yeah.
Buy 3, get 2 free. They're $8.98. That's $5 a disc.
Yeah.
Maybe if you price this at a better price, you would sell more, and people would stop going to the used rack.
Exactly, and it brings us right back to where we started with this, which is the record labels and the industry is going to price itself out again.
Why can I buy this? This came out, I don't know, 10 years ago. When did the Foo Fighters' Greatest Hits come out? It's a double LP. It's always been a double LP. It's beautiful gatefold packaging. It's even embossed.
It's raised, right?
Yeah, man.
Beautiful.
It's $23.98. Maybe this was $16.98 when it came out in 2009. So it's gone up $5 in 12, 13 years.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah. No
it's
big
still
deal.
$23.98.
Yeah.
That's what I'm selling it to you for. And now, not knocking anybody.
Right.
But let's just talk about the Weeknd's greatest hits.
Okay.
I love this guy. I love 99% of his shit. This guy is he's the Michael Jackson of our generation. He's just incredible. But why is this double LP with 18 songs when the Foo Fighters has 16?
Yep.
listing for $51.98. Who's doing that? Why is
Exactly.
there such a vast difference? Is there anything better on the packaging? No, it's a gatefold,
Right.
not embossed. It's just
Right. So
Why?
how does that happen? And
Why?
that's just, is he selling more? Is he, more popular today than the Foo Fighters? I mean, what is it that does it? And I think that comes down to the record labels. I don't think he's sitting there saying, I want mine priced double what everybody
I'm
else
not
is.
blaming the weekend. And
No,
but
I think
the
it's-
labels are blaming the plants. Oh,
Yeah.
pressing costs more money.
Right.
Does it? Does pressing cost more money? Because it's
No.
still $23.98.
Right.
Come on.
I know.
There's got. Oh man.
I know.
It's just it's yeah. But then
it gets all of us, and we do. We all get worked up over that
Yeah.
stuff. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it. And then that's where it's like you were saying, I'm going to go over and look at the used section before I buy brand new
Yeah.
because the price of the brand new is going up. But I would prefer the brand new. I'd rather do
Yeah.
that. It's just, you got to weigh what you're able to spend on these
Yep.
things. And the younger kids, they've got that more expendable income. Us adults, we've got other responsibilities and things we've got to take care of and do. We don't have as much expendable income, yet we are the hardcore fans that grew up with all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so if they actually price us out and only focus on the teens who will grow out of it in a phase, some of them will stick around, of
then
course.
there'll be a new streaming service that
Yeah.
comes back and sinks
Right,
the music
right.
industry again.
Exactly. And so we might be right back where we start. Who knows? But
Let's
hopefully,
take advantage of it now while we can and
Right.
get the music now while we can.
Exactly. So, Anthony, I want to thank you so much for joining me on
Thank you,
this.
man.
I really
It's awesome.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys
I hope,
for watching and coming into the store, man.
yeah, and I hope you guys really enjoyed getting this sort of insider look at why prices are what they are, what we think is going on within the industry, give you a better idea when you hit up your local record store to maybe say, hey, I understand why it's what it is. And, anytime you can support your local record stores, I would always say, please do that. Do it over, shop it online. Again, nothing wrong with shopping on Amazon. I do it myself. But if we can support our local stores, then I think we should do that. These places are amazing. There are not very many of these around, and we want to keep them. All right, everyone, take care. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye, guys.